You know what survival mode does? It doesn't just exhaust you, it changes your complete personality. And I think that in today's world, a lot of high functioning adults are secretly experiencing this right now. And that includes me. Because you know what? When people imagine survival mode, we are thinking breakdowns and we're thinking rock bottoms and crying and anxiety, and it's something dramatic. But real survival mode is much quieter than that. It looks like someone's answering emails while being emotionally numb, or someone's constantly feeling mentally drained and tired when you're never fully relaxing. Or you're losing excitement for things that you once used to love and enjoy. Or survival mode could also look like scrolling for hours because your brain cannot handle more stimulation. Survival mode can also feel like being disconnected from yourself while still being productive. And that's what's scary. Because this whole society that we have, it feels like it rewards survival mode. You feel exhausted, but you're still functioning, and people praise you for being exhausted all the time and for doing a lot all the time. People call you disciplined. You are emotionally drained, but you're still trying to be there all the time and be on all the time, and you're still performing. And over time, you stop noticing how disconnected you've become from your own life. You become efficient, yes, but you're not alive. And honestly, I think that a lot of overachievers accidentally build their entire identities around survival, especially millennials like me. Because we were taught to survive first and then feel something later. You always have to push through. Keep going no matter what. Be the responsible one. Don't complain. Stay productive. Hustle harder. Be grateful. And eventually, your nervous system just adapts to this pressure so deeply that peace starts feeling unfamiliar and it feels weird. Because some people no longer are addicted to ambition, they're addicted to survival. They don't know how to slow down without feeling guilty. They don't know how to rest without feeling lazy. I know so many people who get anxious when they have nothing to do. If they're on a vacation and if they don't have things to do in their itinerary, I know people who freak out because they don't know what to do with their time. They don't know how to rest. They don't know how to exist without constantly proving something, without constantly doing something. And after a while, you just stop asking, what would make me happy? And start asking, what do I need to do to get through this week? That's survival to me. And you know what the dangerous thing is? It changes your personality inside out. Yes, you become less playful, less emotional, less creative, and you become less curious. You're just right there existing. You stop laughing as deeply, and you stop dreaming as freely because you just don't feel connected to yourself anymore. You don't recognize that old version of yourself anymore. And this is not because you're broken. No, I'm not saying that. It's because survival requires something called emotional compression. Your brain starts prioritizing safety, predictability, familiarity, control, and functioning. And it doesn't prioritize joy, presence, emotional connection, spending real, authentic time connecting. A lot of people don't realize that they're burnt out because of this reason. Because they look successful from the outside, but your body knows and it keeps track. Your energy doesn't lie. Your attention span speaks for itself. And your emotional numbness knows. Because exhaustion is not always doing too much. Sometimes it is becoming someone you had to just because you wanted to survive. Becoming someone that you didn't like or didn't want to, but you eventually did because you had to pay the bills, because you had to hold on to a specific title. How many times have you felt like this is not you, but then you somehow became this version of you because you've got bills to pay, because you're now a mom or a dad or a brother. You don't enjoy doing those things anymore, but you still do it. And maybe Sometimes it's just becoming someone that you had to become in order to tick all the boxes, in order to satisfy the things that society said that you need to become in order to be successful. And maybe that version did help you once. Maybe it did do what it was supposed to do at that point in time. But maybe being hyper independent protected you, and overworking helped you pay bills, or being emotionally detached protected you. But you know what's going to happen eventually? These survival personalities become this emotional prison. And I think that's where a lot of adults are stuck right now. They're functioning, they're existing, but they don't feel alive anymore. And the worst part is, society normalizes it. And most of the people normalize it. They say, oh yeah, you're now grown up. Oh, this is just adulthood. This is what growing up feels like. No, I disagree. Chronic emotional disconnection is not normal. Being constantly mentally exhausted is not normal. Constantly burning out, to me, is not normal. And being emotionally absent from your own life is not normal. It's just common, and there's a difference. Just because it's common doesn't mean it should be normal. I think healing starts when you finally start becoming honest about it, when you start recognizing these patterns, and when you stop glamorizing exhaustion and stop glamorizing being busy all the time. And I want you to stop calling burnout as discipline. Stop treating this emotional numbness like it's maturity. Oh, you were so mature about it. You're so quiet about it. Wow, you handled that really well. You were an adult today. You acted like a grown-up. No. When you stop treating this like maturity and discipline, maybe your life will not need any more optimization. Maybe you need reconnection to yourself, to rest, to your feelings, your emotions, to just being happy, being alive, to being present, and to something that makes you feel human again. And honestly, I always have been a huge believer of the fact that healing is always becoming something new. You're everything that you used to be, plus all these experiences in a different personality. Who are you without the pressure, without the emotional shutdown? Your worth, what is it before productivity? What are you worth of without the emails, without the Teams meetings, without the Zoom calls? How did you function before your job became your identity? So think about it. And lately, if you've been feeling emotionally numb with whatever's going on in the world and whatever's happening around you, or you feel disconnected for yourself, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. You're not weak, and you're not lazy. You're not failing at life, my dear friend. You are just emotionally exhausted from just surviving for too long. And I think that this chapter of your life is just asking you to stop surviving. Maybe you fell upon this video for a reason. I just want you to finally start living again. So tell me, how are you feeling right now? I'm going to leave you, as always, the way that I do. Keep growing, keep glowing, and be yourself. This is your host, Sheekha Singh, signing off. Bye.